What's cracking, everybody? Hope you're having a good night. T-Money up in the spot. Here to review a film for Body Bags. This is my second week being a member of the team and it's my second review. And I believe this is week 145 for the channel. So these guys have been doing this for a long time. Basically, the film that I chose to review tonight is from 2006. A lot of you guys probably know it. It's a sci-fi horror comedy film by the name of Slither. And the film is directed by James Gunn, who a lot of you guys probably know from being the director of Guardians of the Galaxy. But he actually got his start with Troma and Lloyd Kaufman and wrote the script for Romeo and Juliet, which is awesome. And he also wrote the script for 2004's remake of Dawn of the Dead, which I thought was pretty cool because I'm a huge Romero fan, and the remake was good. So, yeah, the film basically, it stars Michael Rooker, Elizabeth Banks, and Nathan Fillion. A lot of you guys know Rooker probably from The Walking Dead and Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, which is fucking one of my favorite Maniac whatever movies. Sorry guys, I apologize. I've had a long day at work and I'm really tired, so if I'm forgetful and spacey tonight, I apologize. But Elizabeth Banks, sexy, she's in a bunch of stuff, and Nathan Fillion, I don't really know, but yeah. So the film basically starts out when an alien meteor crashes down on a rural redneck town in North Carolina. And it quickly finds a host in Grant, who's played by Michael Rooker. From there, we're introduced to Grant's wife, school teacher Starla, played by Banks, and the local sheriff, played by Nathan Fillion. They basically team up and try and stop Grant from infecting the entire town, the local population, by turning them into alien mutant zombies. The special effects in this film are fucking great. There's like these little slug things, very similar to Night of the Comet. Basically how the infection spreads is these little squiggly slug things try and get into the mouths of the victims, or whatever, not victims, but of the townspeople, and hence the disease is spread that way. The film's basically a horror comedy that plays homage to earlier sci-fi and horror classics such as The Thing, The Blob, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and Night of the Comet in particular. If you've seen Night of the Comet, then it's very similar to Slither in the sense that the infection is spread the same way. And they basically turn into the same like zombie mutant beings that are just controlled by one host, basically. They all, like, that's hard to explain, but they all see the same thing that Grant sees because he's like the main host. So everybody that's infected by these slugs is like, basically Grant is their master. I don't really know how to describe it. It's confusing. But yeah, I mean, it's basically a hilarious war between the aliens, Grant, and the sheriff's department, and the townspeople. And there's so much. I guess so. Some of the positives of the film, I thought the cast was great. Elizabeth Banks is great. Grant is obviously great. Michael Rooker is always awesome. Nathan Fillion does a good job. It's a horror comedy film, so you get a nice mix of both. I don't think it's too funny, or you know, it's a nice mix. I thought the special effects were excellent. That's probably the best thing about the film. There's a great amount of gross out gore, mostly practical effects. The slugs look good. Kill scenes are awesome. The transformation scenes are awesome, where Grant turns into like this monster. Basically, Grant, like, slowly after he becomes the host, or he's infected in the beginning, it's like kind of like a slow process where he mutates into this alien monster being, and yeah, it's pretty hard to stop him because he's super fast. I can't really describe the monster. You guys have probably seen the film, so you know what I'm talking about. But I love the nods to the older classics of the genre. There's a lot of them in this film. There's a character, the mayor, who's awesome. I don't know his name in the film or his actual name, but there's an actor. He plays the mayor in this film, and his name is Jack McReady. So, or McReady. So, or McReady. So from The Thing, obviously. And then there's like a deer cheer. Like, it's like a real redneck rural town, and so each year they have like a celebration. It's called the Deer Cheer, and you notice it says Henenlotter Saddle Lodge is where like they're all gathering, and that's where the party is. So a shout out to Frank Henenlotter. And then there's a scene where like these little girls are in bed and they're reading Goosebumps books. Just a lot of little subtle things that you could pick up on. So clearly James Gunn is like a huge fan of the genre and of horror in general, and so you get a lot of that, which is awesome. I thought the pacing of the film's awesome, high speed. It's very fast paced. The action, fast paced action, and it's like I said before, it's a great mix of humor and horror. And like there's one scene where Michael Rooker, Grant, basically he wants to impregnate this woman, Brenda, in the film, so she can give birth to millions of these tiny slug things. And then the slugs obviously will just... The idea basically is the alien race wants to dominate the human race. So they crash down on the Earth, infect Grant, who becomes the host. Grant's job is to impregnate a woman who will then spread the disease across and dominate and take over the whole human population, basically. So they're all these aliens. But there's this scene where Grant goes to impregnate this woman, and he's got like this... They're like sitting on a couch or whatever, and he's got like this, he rips open his shirt, and he's got these like tentacle things that come out of his stomach, and basically he starts like basically alien fucking this girl on the couch, and like the tentacles go in her stomach, and she's like like fishing out hard, and he's just sitting there like banging her with these tentacles, and it's kind of fucked up. It's kind of like I don't know, it kind of turned me on in a sick alien kind of way. I don't know, is that fucked up? Yeah, kind of, probably. But it's cool, definitely awesome. And then like later on in the film, you get to see the process of the girl as she becomes like impregnated, and then she's like this big ball. Trying to think of what it looks like, but basically just like this fat ball, and she just feeds on meat, and then like she popped, and then you see millions of these tiny slugs. Once she explodes, millions of these tiny slugs come out, go everywhere, and they just take over the town. So anyway, awesome movie. I don't really know what else to say. Again, the special effects are awesome. This release in particular, the DVD release, there's actually not a United States release of this on Blu-ray, so all you have is this from 2006. Hey, Pixina! Kitty wants to come in the window. Can you see her back there? Bobo, I'll come get you in a minute, okay, my love? Promise. But, I lost my train of thought there, sorry. So yeah, but this is awesome. It's got tons of special features, like deleted scenes, extended scenes, gag reel, bringing Slither's creatures to life, Slithery set tour with Nathan Fillion, a making of called The Sick Minds and Slimy Days of Slither, feature commentary with the director and actor Nathan Fillion, and more. So, oh, Pipsina, I'll let you in 2 seconds, okay, my love? So you can't go wrong with this edition, but there's also a release of the film on Blu-ray, but it's Region B, so you have to have an all-region player, obviously, and it was put out by Umbrella, so it's good release. This is actually the version I watched last night, so, and a lot of the special features are ported over from the DVD, so yeah, what am I at here, 926? That's basically it. I highly recommend Slither. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. Just a great homage to, you know, good alien sci-fi films of the 70s, 80s, and 60s. A whole mesh, and it's fun, because as you're watching you can see all these little homages that the film pays to all different kinds of things in the horror genre. So, highly recommend Slither. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this, so I apologize that it's not the most creative and unique film, but hey, what can you do? Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Again, I apologize, a little spaced out tonight. Tired, long week so far. Thank God it's almost over. But I will see you next Wednesday with a new review. I'll try and pick a film that's more, maybe not so many of you have seen. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Peace.